Hello everyone, my name is Saskia Aulia.
And my name is Nisrina Syifa.
Before we start our presentation, I'd like to ask you a quick question. How often do you check your social media for things that are not even important? Maybe you only mean to spend 5 minutes, but suddenly an hour, 2 hours, and so on has passed. According to the data from Gallup, average teenagers spend 4.8 hours per day on social media. In fact, 51% of adults spend at least 4 hours on social media every single day. This is quite alarming because it is more than double the recommended healthy limit of about 2 hours per day. Excessive social media use can lead to negative impacts on our mental health. That's why today we are going to explain the dark side of social media and its effects on the lives of teenagers. Let's get started.
So, I will explain about our first material or our first main point is the doom scrolling trap. Too much scrolling on social media can lead to brain rot and make our minds passive. The short videos on our feeds, our FYP, our YouTube short, and so on make us lose our critical filters. Instead of focusing on our own lives, we start to comparing ourselves to what we see on the screen every day. We become more obsessed with other people's lives than our own. Because we are so exposed to this content, social media becomes a part of our daily identity. We feel a constant pressure to follow the trend to stay relevant. Eventually, we create a digital self-image that matches what is popular online. We even start planning our daily activities based on what would make a good photo or story to post on our social media. Behind all of this, there is a powerful algorithm designed to keep us hooked. It gives us a dopamine hit every time we receive a notification, making it even harder to stop. Once we have built this online profile, we start craving validation to prove that our identity is good enough. Likes, views, and comments become the primary tools we use to measure our self-worth. If we don't get enough reactions from our followers, we often feel disappointed and feel like our personal branding has failed. And at this point, our happiness is no longer in our hands. Our lives are fully controlled by social media validation.
Okay, now next about comparison and insecurity caused by social media. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok force us into the role of a viewer where we constantly see filtered images that set unrealistic beauty standards. As we scroll, the visibility of likes and comments make us compare our own life to this perfect visual, leading to the feeling of jealousy and inferiority. According to the Pew Research Center, this pressure creates a real anxiety. Like example, for 40% of teenagers feel so insecure that they avoid posting because they fear being embarrassed, while 38% of them choose not to post because they feel they don't look perfect enough to represent themselves in online. And in our daily lives, this is a cycle that slowly erodes self-esteem. We start to feel not enough just because we don't match a digital filter or reach a certain number of likes. And move to the next point. The next point is about cyberbullying. This is the most dangerous part of social media. Based on the latest data from the Cyberbullying Research Center, this graph shows a concerning trend among teenagers aged 13 until 17 years old. Back in 2016, the victimization rate was like 16.7%. Fast forward to 2025, and that number has nearly doubled to 32.7%. This means that today, 1 in 3 teenagers has experienced digital harassment. Even more shocking, the number of teenagers who admit to being the bully has tripled to 16.1%. And in their daily lives, this looks very different from just a bad comment. For example, is a body shaming. Teenagers often face cruel mockery about their physical appearance on platforms like TikTok or Instagram, which directly destroys their self-esteem at every vulnerable age. Okay, in conclusion from our presentation before, the dark side of social media shows that it can seriously affect teenagers' life. Too much exposure to social media can increase insecurity, anxiety, and low self-esteem because teenagers constantly compare themselves to unrealistic standards. And it can also expose them to cyberbullying, like I already told before, which may cause emotional pain and long-term psychological harm.
In addition, spending too much time online on social media can reduce our focus, weaken real-life relationship, and negatively affect to our academic performance. So this negative effects shows that social media is not just entertainment, but if it's not controlled by ourselves, it can also slowly damage to our teenagers' mental health, social life, and of course, our daily routine. So
That's all from our presentation, and thank you.
Bye bye.